How to set a budget and stick to it. A budget is a tool you need to help you stretch.
Alrighty then, estudiantes. So that was a video that I found. Green check mark if you could hear me. Please, green check if you can hear me. That was a video that I found. Okay, everybody, come on now, green check mark. I can set up an inactive room. Green check mark if you're here. So that was a video that I found. Extra credit. So that was a video that I found on YouTube, and I did a search, just a search for budget on YouTube, and then I filtered it to find videos that were 4 minutes or less, although some of them were slightly longer. So that's right, Brittany. So, you know, you can find there's many, hundreds, probably thousands, if not tens of thousands of these kinds of videos. So just remember, everything you learn in this class, you can do further research on your own. Okay? And any questions about that? Put it in the chat. All right. So here's our Common Core standard for today, and maybe Ms. Ramos knows what the WS stands for. I was guessing it was writing skills for 11th and 12th grade, and this number 9 is writing standards. Thank you. So the idea here is that you can draw evidence from informational texts to support analysis, reflection, and research. So what does that mean in plain English? It means that you can read stuff and then analyze the information or other information based on that reading, reflect on it, and do further research. Okay? So that's that. That's one of the skills that you need to be able to do, says the federal government. Now, here's our agenda for today. Can I get a student to read the agenda, all these little boxes on the left of the screen there, please? Somebody raise your hand to volunteer, or I will call on someone. Or I could do, thank you, Brittany. That would be super awesome if you could just read those boxes there. Oh, whoops. I didn't give you my privileges. Sorry. There you go. Crystal.
If you can hear me, can you give me a smiley face, please? Okay, thank you. Define roles of members of the economy. Links, linking cost benefits, and analysis to budgeting.
Perfect.
Defining what a budget is, analyzing different expenses, assessing expenses, assessing expenses sensorily. Sorry.
Scenarios. That's scenarios means like sort of what does that mean? Scenario means like situations. Okay. So assessing expense scenarios means like you know, when you go, like for example, if you're going traveling somewhere, you're going to say, well, first of all, thank you. And you go by Crystal, is that correct? Brittany? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sienna, for reminding me of that. So yeah, like if you're going traveling, you might think about you got an airline ticket or a bus ticket or a train ticket, and then you need a place to stay. But you also may need to realize like you're not going to necessarily be able to cook. You might have to eat out. So then you got to factor in the fact that you're going to be eating out at restaurants, and then you might need to research how much those restaurants cost. Or what I try to do when I travel is get a hotel or accommodations with a kitchen so that you can cook some of your meals. You know, if you cook one meal a day, it may save you, you know, $20 to $40 a day, depending on how your larger group is. Okay? Yeah, Crystal's ready to be a teacher soon. It's awesome. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. Some of the stuff we're doing today. I'm sorry about the typo in there. Alexander's here. A round of applause. Our resident entrepreneur. Okay, so in the agenda we have an announcement, and I would like you to express your emotions about this announcement. I have cut the Unit 2 TGA because there are 3 TGAs in Unit 3, and it's going to give us all time to catch up on things from the beginning of the semester. So please express your emotions. You can do applause, sadness, disapproval. And I will say, if you do have an interest in that TGA and you would like to just do it for your own personal learning, email me and I will give it to you. So I have one. Okay. I know you're so excited. You're just not showing it right now. So here's going to be our first interactive student activity for the day. We're going to go into breakout rooms, and you're going to have a very short period of time to do this whiteboard activity. And then we're going to come back together in the main room to fill out this chart, okay? So when you get in the room, the first thing you do is you quickly put your name at the top, and I'm going to be popping into your rooms to make sure you're doing that. You will also have mic privileges so you can talk to each other. Any questions? Put it in the chat. All right, so we're going to have 4 rooms with about 5 people in each one. And here we go. All right, Ms. Ramos, so we cannot save the breakout room whiteboards, is that correct?
If you go over here, let's see, hold on. If you show Page Explorer, you can see it, but it's really, really tiny.
Show Page Explorer. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You see that?
So I can't download like the students do with the whiteboard slides.
Yeah, you can, because what you could do is when they're done, just save all the slides, and what they wrote on will be there.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so just do that.
Okay, fantastic.
So, yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. All right, so hopefully you got something on the board because I'm using those boards to track your participation in class, which can be up to 10% of your grade. And so it's important that you do those activities during class. So now we're going to fill out the main board here. So get up on the board there. You don't have to do the names because that's already in the rooms. But let's get some answers up there on the board. And remember, if you use the large capital A option on the tools, then it won't go into a box. So when you click on the typing tool, pick the large letter, the large capital A. Okay, so the difference between a worker and a producer is that a worker makes the goods, okay. So, the producers sell the products and the workers makes the product. The difference between a worker and a producer is that the worker makes the goods and services and that the producer provides those goods and services to consumers. Excellent. Now, thank you, Sienna. Now remember that workers are part of the production process. They may not, usually worker or producers refers to sort of like, think of like a factory. So the factory is owned by the producer and then the workers are part of that production process. What else do workers do besides produce or make things? In the chat. What else do workers do? We covered this on Tuesday. They're a dual purpose role in the economy. Do all workers need to eat food? Do all workers need to, they don't? How do they just go? They're also consumers. Very good, Sayana. So all workers are also consumers unless they're just grazing in the field like a cow or something, which then they'd still have to have access to a field. So all workers are also consumers, so they play two parts, and that's why we should treat them with much dignity and respect. Okay, so we're talking about consumer choice and the idea of cost-benefit analysis. Okay, so what are some of the things you should consider analyzing the cost and benefit of a choice? Did I say that right? What are some of the things you should consider when analyzing the cost and benefit of a choice? Well, these are all the things. how much time it takes, the level of enjoyment you'll get from that activity, the monetary cost. Okay, that's all the things on the board, exactly. So let's talk about going to the movies for a second. Does everyone here like to go to the movies? Give me a green check mark if you like going to the movies. Okay, people like going to the movies. So the monetary cost of going to the movies is the price of the ticket, right? Now, do you gain any skills from going to the movies? Probably not, but you may gain some insights into your life or something like that, you know, if you go to like a family movie. I saw Parasite last night with my daughter, actually, and then she sent me this late night text saying, like, I want to get along with you, my parents. I love you guys. So sometimes you might have those kinds of experiences. Yeah, unless it's a documentary. So not really a skill as much as a knowledge, right? Or perspective. Good point. But there's indirect costs, right? There's always an indirect cost to things that you may not consider. What are the indirect costs of going to the movies? So we talked the monetary cost, the minimum cost to go to a movie is the price of the ticket. But what are the other costs? Yeah, food, time. There's opportunity cost, which is not on the board. But what's the opportunity cost for my daughter that went to a movie on a school night? We actually went to the movie theater early and worked on our computers. She had an essay to write, and I was grading TGAs. Could have been studying, exactly. What we did, we went, yeah, we both had to go to the bathroom. That was not a good movie to do that in. Anyway, so good. But what else besides food do you need to spend to go to the movies? The gas or the bus fare or the taxi ride or just the time that it takes to walk, which could also be a skill that you gain exercising, right? Okay, so now here's another activity for y'all. Please circle anything on the board that you would like to acquire in the next 2 years. And please, if I could get someone to read all the words on the board, that'd be great. How about Yeri? Would you read the words on the board, Yeri, after you circle your items? The picture of financial freedom.
Okay. So I circled apartment, but on here there's college degree, car, apartment, pet, laptop, and maybe gaming.
Thank you. Yes, the picture of financial freedom. That's a really good question, Alexander. Alexander's sort of like on the next level. I am the coffee. He's on the next level. He's an entrepreneur, and he's a money maker. And so he's already thinking about how can I invest my money to get financial freedom. So that's some next level stuff that I hope we'll be dabbling into a little bit this course. Okay, so these are all things you want, right? So you probably don't have enough money to just buy all those things, and so you're going to need to make some choices, right? Or at least make a plan. Okay, so once you decide something is worth the cost, but you cannot afford it now, what are your next steps? So you can write on the board, put it in chat. What are some of the next steps? Alexander, you should be good at this. So what are you doing to work towards financial independence? All right, so plan towards saving enough money to buy. Okay, good. Follow through. Good. I mean, what are you guys planning? Is anyone moving out in the next year? What are your plans for that? Is anyone going to college, moving out? Are your parents, or what are your parents planning for you? You're going to Job Corps. Okay, so what did you have to plan for as far as your preparation for that with regard to making that happen? Are you going to, you had to pick a career. Okay, good. So you picked a career, good. So that's like the goal, right? What else? What else do you have to plan for? Okay, so you want to get a job, get a car. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble seeing the chat right now. All right, so you have to so Crystal had to plan out what to take with her when she goes to do her job training. Sayana's saying that she wants to get a job, a car, pick a career, hopefully save up to move out, and a year later after high school, pay for college. All right. So here, let's see what we got on the next slide here. So here's this, and I'm going to change this picture. I don't think that one was really as good as. So here's some things to consider with your financial planning. Okay? So, education, right? Is getting an education going to get you your goals? What are your goals? First, you need to figure out your goals, right? And for many people, education is part of that goal. Another thing to consider is insurance. So that is, if you're getting a car, you're going to need insurance for that car. Investment is something that Alexander, I think, is already planning, and other students too, is how can I take some of my money now and not just save it for later, but invest it so that it can grow, so that when I need it, it's more than I originally had, and also perhaps providing financial independence. Okay. So you got to consider taxes. You may want to consider charitable planning, so like how much you'd like to give away to charity, to the church or other nonprofits. Estate means what do you want to pass on to your children. You guys probably aren't thinking about that too much yet. But retirement is something that young people rarely think about, but if you do, if you think about retirement now, it'll be a lot easier to plan for it than if you wait until you're my age, like 50, and try to plan for it then, because you want to use compounding interest on your savings over time, and we're going to talk about that more later in the course. Now, we are technically out of time right now, but I do have extra time before my next class in case you need help with something. So, but let's just quickly just talk about the rest of the week. So Friday, tomorrow, we have the 2.5 quiz, and we'll be going over that in class on Friday. I cut the TGA for Unit 2. There's 2 of them in Unit 3. And the end of the quarter is at the end of March, so make sure you're keeping up on your assignments. Now, are there any news? So you're free to go if you don't have any questions. I'm just looking to see if we have any new students in here that just started today. And I don't think we do. Thank you to those who participated, Crystal and the other Gary. Thank you so much. Have a great day.